Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Top Marketer. Today we have Alix. Alix is the co-founder and CEO of AB Tasty, a global fast-growing SaaS company leader in conversion rate optimization software. Alix is the embodiment of hardworking female entrepreneur who was able to grow her marketing tech company to millions in revenue and 250 plus employees worldwide. In 2018, she won the Stevie Award Silver Prize for Female Entrepreneur of the Year. Alix and her AB Tasty team work with brands such as Sephora, Jaguar, Hermes, and Cartier to provide them with a meaningful, financially rewarding user experiences. Alix, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure, pleasure. So tell us a little bit about AB Tasty. What does it exactly do?
So what we are doing is we are helping companies to become leaders through experimentation and personalization. And we help them to drive fast revenue generation and help them to create outstanding customer experiences. So as you mentioned, so today AB Tasty is a global company. So we have offices all around the world, in Europe, in the US, and in the APEC region. 250 people and 800 clients. So as you mentioned, we have luxury clients, we have e-commerce, we have like travel, automotive, media, and generation. So we have quite a wide range of vertical in terms of clients.
Okay, it's really interesting. So for those who are not familiar with what conversion rate optimization and personalization works, to give us a little more insight, you could technically personalize the experience of every shopper based on certain metrics and certain history, right? So how does that exactly work from a user end of things?
So you mean the end user or the user? Yeah, so that means that, for example, you and me, we have been certainly targeting, and we have been certainly in the website, we have been put into our campaigns. Meaning that sometimes it can be tests, so experimentation. So you can test, for example, images. You can test like so many things, like funnel messages, and then you can personalize as well. So, for example, someone who is coming for the first time on a website is not going to have the same as someone who is like recurring visitor and who is buying a lot, for example. So, meaning that we are like segmenting the type of users, and then we propose them, of course, personalized experience, which is really powerful and which is, of course, the future of the web.
Amazing. So not two people will have similar experiences, especially in the e-commerce space. That's very relevant, right? So, to be more specific, I don't know if you guys do this, but do you have that kind of firmographic, demographic, geographic kind of profile being built on each person, and according to that you can display certain data?
Yeah, so what we can do is we don't do it by person, we do it by segments. Which means that, for example, when you go to the A/B testing interface, you can choose segment. So you can choose, for example, geography, as you mentioned. You can choose like a lot of different parameters, first-time user, recurring visitors. And then what we can do as well is that we can connect A/B testing with CDP. And it's even more powerful because we can have like data like male, female, etc. Like the data we plug directly to the marketing stack of the client and the CDP of the client, and we can have even more data. So A/B testing is really like an action tool where we can take our data, our existing data as well of the client, and then we act on the website to show the right message to the user.
Right. So CDP as a customer data platform, for those who don't know.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all good. I mean, we use these jargons often, and sometimes some people might not pick up on them quickly, but that's great. I mean, the amount of investment in the e-commerce space when it comes to personalization is huge. So you guys are really positioned as a global player. You started your journey in France, and then you scaled from there, and now you're becoming a worldwide player. Tell me a little bit about your scale journey. What are the channels that have worked the most for you to scale and kind of penetrate a very competitive market?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, we've begun in Europe. So we have expanded to the US market quite lately. We have begin like long time ago in 2010, but during 3 years we've made like an agency business, and we have really switched to a SaaS business in 2013, and we have done our first fundraising in 2014. So
how much did you raise?
So in total, with Series A and Series B, we have raised $24 million.
Okay.
And we have, of course, begin to expand in our domestic market, France, very quickly. We've gone to Spain, Germany, and the UK. And what we have done is that at the beginning, we have developed it from France. And once we had some proof of concept and some clients in other countries, we sent a go-to-market team there. And that's exactly what we have done in the US as well, and in APEC as well. So we've sent like a very small team and sell it from HQ at the beginning, and then we have hired the whole team once we were sure that the market needed a tool like ours.
Tell me a little bit about that. Would you say the first kind of group of people you would send would be maybe like a regional sales, or how would that be look?
Yeah, so the dream team is marketing, sales, and marketing, sales, and of course CSM, because it's very important for us to be close to our clients to help them on a day-to-day basis. It's quite often something very new for them, so it's very important to help them on the roadmap, what they can test, when they can personalize, and how to analyze the results. So CSM is key for us as well. And in terms of channel, what is working really well for us as we are doing enterprise and mid-market are like events, of course. We had a quite, I would say, a successful strategy in terms of content and SEO. We are really well positioned as well in quadrant like G2 Crowd or Trust Radius. And of course, channel strategy is a key for us. So as well, having a channel manager in the go-to-market team is something really key, because it drives a lot of business, and we are partnering a lot with agencies who are selling their service on top of our solution.
How were you able to activate the agency model? I know this can work in multi-facets, whether you're providing education and value, or you're providing some sort of kickback or commissions, or how does that work from your side?
I would say that it depends. Of course, we have tested a lot of models. Now, I think that the strategy is quite accurate, because we focus on very few agencies that do and are experts in what we do. So they have to pass the certification, of course. There is different level of certification. And then for us, the most important thing is really to have a regular contact with them and having their team educate on the platform as well, because they are the best ambassadors. Yeah.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, when you're working with partner channels, education is key, enabling them to sell and continue using the system. So that's a good strategy. Did you scale first through agencies? Would you say like the first kind of channels that you've grown?
No, we are doing direct and agencies, both.
Okay. And how does your direct sales look like today?
So what we are doing is like we have a team of SDR who is working on qualifying the incoming leads and doing outbound as well, of course. And then, of course, we have like a sales cycle with like a discovery call and then demo of the tool. It's really important to show to the clients the demo. And we like to show them how the tool is working, and to do sometimes a small POC, proof of concept, just to be sure that everything is working technically, that they understand well the tool, to be like, I would say, totally sure when they make their decision to move forward with us.
Okay, so I know that model in the States is getting more tough, right? The SDR, sales development rep, kind of getting the leads and qualifying them, doing the outbound calls and appointment settings. Would you do it? Would you say you're doing outbound calling? You're doing the LinkedIn approach? What's your strategy there, considering it's very tough in the States right now?
Yeah, it's tough, but I think that once you have the right person and once this person is interesting because they don't have a tool or they have a tool but they are not satisfied, they are always open to talk. So for us, the strategy is more to know who can be interesting and like when sometimes when they have other tools set up, so meaning that they're going to be interested in a tool like us, for example, or maybe they have contracted with another tool and they want to have maybe more feature and move with us. So we have to be very accurate, and this is like all the beauty of growth marketing, to give them and to help them to qualify the leads.
It's really interesting. So you might use things like built with to kind of see what tech stack they use, and if they're using something like Unbounce or Optimizely, maybe that could be a good fit for you because you have a better product. Is that how you can approach it? Okay.
Yeah, this kind of tools, it's really funny because at the beginning of A/B testing, we have created our own tool like built with or Datanize. So we were doing that by ourselves at the beginning with our team that were with our tool, our internal tool that was scraping the web. And finally, it was too much to keep. So finally, we've taken other tools, and yeah, that's great because it's very easy for us to see the JavaScript on the websites. So this is something that is, of course, great for our kind of tool. Yeah.
Right. So which one is the winning tool for you? Is it Datanize, built with, or other?
I'm making advertising for other tools.
You don't have to mention, but just for as an aid, it's okay to solicit if the product is working for you. There's value there. You know what I mean?
That, both are working, and when it's relevant, of course, it's very powerful. You can make a lot of things with that kind of tools. You can be very creative, in terms of how you can work with that tools.
Of course. What's the sales cycle like as far as from the first SDR touch to the moment you close the sale?
Yeah, it really depends from the size, if it's a medium or enterprise deal. And of course, enterprise deals are a bit longer, but the great thing is that as our implementation is really light, it's just like a JavaScript to put on the website. Sometimes our clients need it really quickly. So it has happened to have a sales cycle of 1 week, which is great. But I would say that the average with enterprise and mid-market is more 2.5 months. But it's quite short. We don't have heavy implementation and etc. It's really light.
Yeah, it's more of letting your engine learn from that kind of snippet of code, and then more of them knowing how to approach segmentation and personalization, right?
Sorry, what did you say?
It's more of your code does the learning from the setup, and then they just have to learn and figure out how to personalize and how to effectively look at the data and know what to suggest, right?
Yeah. So you implement just a JavaScript on the website, and then with the tool, they can modify and set up their campaign very easily. That's really all our positioning is around ease of use and being really fast. So they can set up campaigns quite easily. We have packaged a lot of things for example, pop-up, banners, etc. that they can set up very easily. And then of course they read the results after 1-2 weeks in the tool. Yeah.
Perfect. And I kind of watched a couple of videos here and there. The product is very easy to use. You don't need access or to know code to use it, right?
Yeah, that's really what we've our mission, I will say, since the beginning, is really to empower digital teams, to have something seamless and easy, because they were really stopped by all the tech roadmap, etc. So it gave them a lot of agility. It gives them a marketing team a lot of agility. And today we are empowering more and more product team to help them as well test, roll out their feature, etc., which is really powerful. It's a little bit more technical, but It's for product team, and it's as well to empower them not to enter deep in the code and to be able to do it easily.
Okay, so you kind of empower product teams to kind of test different versions of the same product to see which usability it works best. Is that right?
Yes, you can test two versions of the same feature, for example. Yeah, to see what is working well. For example, you have like a new, I don't know, like a new payment, like on your website, on your e-commerce websites, and you test, and or maybe you can roll out it like at 10%, then 20, then 50, you know, to see if it works. So that's really helpful for all the product team.
Okay. Do you guys provide onboarding, training, and implementation services when somebody comes on board, or they have to just take it on themselves?
No, it's really important for us. We are not doing SMB, so we don't let them, I would say, alone in the tool, even if like there is very good guidance in the tool. For us, like the human relationship is still really important, and we always do like in-person training. It can be like on a video of course, but it's really important for us to do it and to have a, I would say, interpersonal relationship.
Okay, and typically you work like on a contract basis and you charge for setup and onboarding, that sort of stuff?
Yeah, so there is like a yearly contract. It's a subscription, like it's a SaaS tool, and then of course you can do like training and implementation and setup. Yeah.
Okay, and have you seen this decrease churn when they kind of go all in and they pay for the onboarding and they commit for a year, post year one, that is?
Yeah, so actually we have a very we have a very low churn. This is something we are really proud of because of our CSM team that is working very well with the clients, and we make it mandatory, the implementation. So I can't say if I have better result or not, because like it's something that we do often.
Got it.
Yeah.
Have you activated your paid channels like the Facebook ads and
Yeah.
how is that working out for you?
For us, I would say that it's necessary, and we have some leads, but it's not the best channel for us.
Got it. Got it. And not the best as far as the CAC versus LTV sort of model?
Yeah, I told you that, well, depend on the month. As SDR method is a great, SDR is a great one. Event as well, because you see the people. For me, it's always the most powerful.
So your events are around teaching people how to use your product, or what is your event kind of centered around?
Can be like our events, can be events with partners, or can be just like exhibitions.
Perfect.
Quite cool. Yeah.
Okay, so if you had the option to choose just one channel as the winning channel, which one would that be?
Winning channel would be, I would say, I'm not going to give you all my secrets.
You have to. This is what this Vcast is about.
I would say that channel and events are two really great channels. Channels. Yeah.
The SDR, you mean?
No, I mean channel is like a partnership,
Partnership, okay.
and event and SDR. Yeah, the three are really great channels. Yeah.
Perfect. How many people are your marketing team as of today?
Let me count. I would say 24.
24.
Yeah, globally. And the VP marketing is in the US and is leading like the whole team in US and Europe globally.
Where are you right now?
Me, I'm in New York.
New York, awesome. We're neighbors. Well, it's a great place to be for what you're doing and what you're selling. And I definitely see the potential. It's not only a brand play. You guys are planning to also touch the SMBs in the future, maybe with a limited plan?
No, SMB is not in the plan so far.
Okay, so focus that. Well, I guess the way that you have it set up, it makes a lot more sense. That's great. Alix, just to summarize AB Tasty has grown from France, Paris, right,
Right.
to become a leader in France and Europe, and then expanded worldwide with 250 plus employees. You work with over 800 brands, known brands, Sephora and Cartier and a few others. Your play is primarily for, I would say, the enterprise, right?
Mid-market and enterprise, yeah.
Mid-market and enterprise. You've activated almost every potential channel, from the partner channel to the paid ads to the SDR kind of outbound calling approach. Also, you have an SEO play, and you have a great event kind of customer acquisition strategy. And these seem to be the top performing channels for you guys, which is great. And with 24, 25 people on the marketing team, you're able to activate all that. And after raising Series B, you're currently kind of expanding into the US market, which is probably the biggest market that understands this tech and value this tech. Did I summarize that correctly?
Yeah. Congratulations. That's really good.
Awesome. Well, Alex, thank you so much for coming in on the show, and I look forward to meeting you in New York City soon.
Yeah. Thank you, Richard. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.